Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Been doing a lot of square back Beetle stuff lately, so figured I'd give a quick update on the tractor here. It's the color paint we've been using. So we're getting in the home stretch on the tractor part. So as anybody who hasn't seen this before, underneath this tarp is the parts tractor, but it came with a loader and an excavator. And the goal has always been to transfer everything. My dog toy that holds that up. The goal has always been to transfer all of this stuff for the excavator over to this, and then obviously the loader stuff over to this. But first, this was in pieces when I got it. Just basically the engine driveline kind of put together. So we've had to do a bunch of stuff. I didn't really film a lot of it. I don't know if there's so many tractor videos out there on the internet. There's so many people that have done this. Didn't really think people necessarily wanted the step-by-step on another tractor video, but I did want to show sort of like the progress. So a couple things that we've already done. Before anybody says anything in the comments, I know these tires are backwards. I had to change the stance of the tractor. So like the regular tractor, these hubs were flipped around and on the inside of the hoop so that the wheel was closer to the tractor itself. But in order to fit the excavator, they have to be widened. So when I did that, I did the flip and I left them on the same side and put them back on and wasn't paying attention. So these have to get turned around and swapped side to side so they'll be facing the right way. So that'll happen. I have to take the wheels back off anyway when I go to load the kind of excavator monstrosity on it. So figured I'd call that out before anybody else calls it out on me. So yeah, it's got new tires. Well, new to the tractor. They were put on in like 09 or 11 or something, but they are new. They don't have any, I mean, they still have the nubbies on them. They've never been driven. So to get this back going again, it was already 12 volt, so it had a 12 volt generator. Put a 12 volt starter on it, original coil. Had to change out the ballast resistor because it was no good. Put the gauges in it. It didn't have any wiring, so I got a wiring harness from, and you might see wires like dangling like this. I got a wiring harness from Amazon for like 28 bucks. It's for like an 8N or a 9N, I think, but I was able to make it work with the exception of having to make a couple of wires just for the coil part of it. It didn't come with like the jumpers to go from the ballast resistor and stuff. So I put the wiring harness in, couldn't be simpler, starter, coil, generator. The guy had gotten a lot of new parts already, so we put on a new starter solenoid that came with it. This is a new voltage regulator. This fuel bowl that he sent along with it was not right for this tank. I had to make some adapters to make this work. The original one, I couldn't even get it all the way apart, and it had like a weird reserve. I saved it, but I'm not going to use it. It could still use new plugs. I think I cleaned them real good, but you know how plugs get when they get fouled. So probably could use plugs. The tank was in great shape. I don't know if you'll be able to see. No, you won't be able to see in there. The tank was in real good shape. I just kind of painted it gray. Aftermarket radiator, didn't fit great. Still doesn't fit great. I had to clearance it here to get this to fit. Like this arm here should be sitting way back up against the radiator on the original, and it's bent forward. I didn't want to bend and flex this whole thing, so I just clearanced it in here a little bit. This isn't the right hose. I have to get the right hose for it. It's kind of laying up against this. Put a new water pump on it because when I got it, it was seized. And I got it running with it, but then it leaked everywhere. Generator needed a rebuild, so I took it apart. New brushes, new bearing in the front, new bushing in the back. It does have a tack drive on it. I cleaned the tack drive all up. The guy gave me the tack drive cable, but there is actually no drive in it. It's just the sheet, so it's hooked up, but it isn't doing anything. Oil bath air cleaner. I had 4 of these, and it took all 4 to make one working, non-leaking. You know how the bowls all rot out on these things. But it did have the little boot, which I thought was cool. New battery. I had to put all these pedals and everything back together and on it. This was all apart when I got it, so I had to figure out how the parking brake and stuff worked. This is the lock for the 2 brakes, but it works. This, I believe, is an accessory. This tractor doesn't have that there. It just has a plate that blocks it off. but I think this is for auxiliary hydraulics driven off of the hydraulic pump in the tractor. It's capped off. It's not doing anything right now. Both ports actually are capped off. I'm probably going to end up, at least for now, taking the plate, the block off plate, and putting it on here and taking this off, only because this is kind of in the way. I mean, it's not kind of in the way, it's really in the way of, navigating the tractor. I may put it back on though, if I end up getting a thumb for the excavator. Thumbs are pretty awesome on those things. I don't know how much room I have for a thumb. I think I have plenty, but could potentially use this to operate the thumb if I don't just get another spool for it. Still have to put the 3-point back together. But yeah, everything, the only gauge I didn't have new was this one. This works. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It really couldn't be simpler. That's what great thing about these tractors is that they're really easy to work on. It does charge. I checked it. The generator works. I'm getting 13.4 when I rev it up. This is kind of a cool seat. It has like a whole hinge mechanism in it. It allows it to flip back so you can operate the excavator. Not exactly sure what kind of contortionist you would need to be to like fit in there when all that crap is on it and then sit that direction, but maybe we'll find out. So yeah, I haven't driven it. I saved that for this video. I have started it a bunch of times. I've tuned the carb a bit. It's still a little backfire-y when it first starts up. That's why I think I need plugs. And I needed to check and make sure that it would pressure up and the water pump didn't leak again. So I've started it, I've not driven it. So I'm gonna go get the tripod and set the tripod up, and we can do first drive together for what it's worth. So hold on one second, I'll be right back. Alrighty, starters, we're just gonna see if forward and backwards work. I expect it to. It's cold here this morning. We'll have to see how it starts and runs in the cold. That might be the coldest morning that I've had to start it, but let's see what it does. Turn on the fuel. Right. It moves forward and back. I'm gonna see if I can take it around the yard a little bit. We'll see about the dogs. They won't get under the tires, but they will try to nip at them. Enjoy the show. So, first impressions. it's smooth, it's quiet, it doesn't make any noises. It does what a tractor should do, which, based on the guy I got it from's answer on what he was doing with this, I kind of expected it to be okay. But you never know. I did drain a lot of water out of the trans and the axle. If you watched the other video I did on this, it was a lot of water, gallons of water. So I wasn't sure how rusted the insides would be. They weren't. So yeah, it runs and drives good. No complaints really there. I think the only complaint I have is the brakes stink. That could be an adjustment issue. Like, they work, they grab, but they don't exactly inspire confidence. I feel like they should grab a little better. So, what? I feel like they should inspire confidence. What's the matter? Now you want me to drive the tractor some more. One more tractor. Anyway, so they don't really inspire confidence. I'm going to have to get it, like, moving a little bit, I think, and then see. It was all in pieces. Like, I just got all the brake parts, you know, sort of when I got the tractor. And I had to figure out how they went together, but it went together okay. I do think there's an opportunity for some adjustment. There's a lot of pedal movement before I get any actual braking. So I don't know, like, I can bottom it out on the running board, which tells me that part of the problem with the braking is I'm just not getting enough force to them out of the gate. So probably some adjustment to be done in here on the shoes, probably some adjustment to be done here on this linkage rod to shorten it up a little bit. But easy problem to fix, nothing too crazy. So yeah, as far as updates go, aside from actually having to swap these tires around, I've started removing all of the excavator stuff. So there is a couple of big pieces that ran along here, because it's two things. You've got the loader and the excavator, and they sort of share the undercarriage of this. The loader stuff's pretty much gone. In fact, I'll show you on this side, because a lot of it's still here. So there's a couple of arms here. You've got this arm that holds everything for the loader part, and that's on this upper beam, and then there's a lower beam under it that runs back as part of the I think it's part of the structure for the excavator, because I don't know why you would need it if you were just doing this. This runs all the way back to the axle. So I got it apart on this side. I'm getting close, and I'll do a video on this. I'm getting close to the pulling this. This is the 3-point. This bolts to the 3-point, runs down the rod to a reinforcement there. And then there's those big bolts there that bolt this whole assembly on. I'm going to take all that off. I'm going to put it on the gantry and pick it up, and hopefully use this tractor to drag this flat tire piece of junk out of the way, and then I'm going to back this tractor in and try to set it up. You know, get it on, set it on. Hopefully it all goes to plan. But you guys can watch that happen as it goes, because it's kind of the point of this channel. Let's document the journey. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Just wanted to kind of give everybody an update on the tractor. I owe the guy that I got it from a video, because he was interested in kind of seeing how it came out. He's pretty passionate about this tractor, and I promised him I'd do good by it. So yeah, thanks for watching. As always, if you could hit the subscribe button. It's kind of interesting. And I obviously don't have a ton of subscribers right now, but of the 240 some subscribers I have, I think only 15% of my views are coming from people that are subscribed. So people are cruising by, watching it, and then hitting the road. Yeah, if you think you like the content between the Volkswagens and the tractors, and I'm going to be putting a radiator in one of my military Jeeps, subscribe. That way you get notified when I do something cool, if it's in your wheelhouse. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will be back soon.